Hello there, sixth graders. We're going to do one more drawing together before, hopefully, I see you in September. Hopefully, if everything goes well this summer, the next time we see each other, you'll be seventh graders. No more elementary students. You'll be shiny new middle school / high school students. And you're either going to see me from the first day of school until January, or starting in January till the end of the year. We'll be together every day. I hope that's a good thing for you. It is for me. We'll see each other every day for half of the school year, first half or second half. So, hopefully, the next time you see me is not on a video, because that would mean we're not together in September. So, I don't want to think about that. So we're going to do one more drawing together. And I went old school on this one. We're talking really old school. I will be very impressed if any of you know who that is. Okay? If you don't, ask your parents. If you have young parents, they might not even know. I'll guarantee you that your grandparents will know who that is. This is Felix the Cat. Okay? This is Felix the Cat. Felix the Cat appeared for the first time in a comic strip in 1919. One of the oldest comic strips, one of the oldest animated characters ever, way back in the early 1900s. And then he was in silent movies. There wasn't even sound yet. They were just short little clips of Felix the Cat. And he had this little magic bag here. We'll see how much we can fit. But here he is right here. This is before Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse was just a baby little rat at the time. So this is an old school comic strip character. Never drawn him before. This is it. This is the first time I've ever drawn him. So my second time and your first time. Hopefully we'll get this thing done. Okay, so you need a piece of paper and a pencil and an eraser. You're going to want to turn your paper vertical because we're going to see how much of him we can get in. Okay? And I'll erase this thing and we'll get cooking. I hope you guys are getting all your work done, completing all of the stuff you need to complete for your teachers, and then you can start your summer. And hopefully you'll do one more drawing. Let's see, what have we done? We did Bart Simpson and Pikachu and Stewie Griffin. So let's do one more drawing together. I know you guys are busy. You want to keep drawing. You want to keep those skills up. So that if you do have art right away in 7th grade, in September, you'll be ready to get cooking right from the first day of school. Okay. You're going to want to draw lightly because I guarantee you've never drawn Felix the Cat before. If I never did, I'm sure you never did. So you're going to want to draw nice and lightly. And the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to start with his head. His head is a nice perfect circle. So you want to draw a nice round circle. I would say I probably made mine a little bit too low before. So I would say, you can move it up a little bit if you want. Or maybe you can do lettering up here that says Felix or something like that. So you're going to want to draw a nice round circle, draw really lightly, because we'll have to erase little bits of it anyway. So you want to draw a nice big round circle. His head's bigger than any other part of his body, so nice big round circle, nice and lightly. Okay, I want to start with his nose. And his nose, if this was a clock, right? 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Just a little bit past 9 o'clock, 9:30. So here's the side of the circle. Just a little bit higher is where his nose is going to be. And his nose is kind of like an oval. Not quite a circle, it's more of an oval. So we're going to draw That might be a little bit too big. Kind of about right about there. Now, Felix the Cat is just black and white. His tongue is red, and if we get to the bag, his bag has colors. But as far as him, he's black and white. So you could just do this whole thing with a Sharpie and a pencil if you want. So I'm not really going to color anything in, I don't think. We'll see. I think it might just be better if I leave it, and then we'll talk about, I mean, you could Google him, obviously, but I'll show you what's black and what's white. So our nose just tipped up a little bit. Our first eye, now one eye is really big, the other one's smaller because it's like a 3/4 view. Right? You can see more of this side than this side. So what I'm going to do is right about there on the nose, a little bit over, a little bit over to the right of the center. I'm going to draw his first eye. Now this side of the circle is his eye. So I only have to draw the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and around and just connect to the circle. So all I did, I started here, I went up, around, and then just continued, and that the other side of my oval became the circle that we first drew. Okay? So really I only drew half of it. My other circle is going to touch the first eye right there. It is almost going to touch the top of my circle right there, so it comes close. And it's going to be about even with the middle of the nose at the bottom, so right about there. And it's a nice big fat circle, so all I'm going to do is just a nice big, not a circle, an oval. A nice big oval. Kind of right there. So the top comes close to the top of the circle. This side touches his first eye. And the bottom is about even. When I say even, I mean on an angle like this, because his head is tipped. So if I drew a line right through the middle of his nose, it would almost right come to that eye. Okay? His pupils are ovals. So this one I'm going to put real close to the inside of the eye. This one is going to be over on this side. It's a little bigger. I lied. I'm going to color it in. Looks weird if I don't. Okay? We want to have a little bit of white space between his eye. Yeah, that's better. Between the eye and the pupil. It should not touch. Should have a little bit of space right there. Okay. His mouth is big and it's open. So I'm going to start right under his nose. Right there. Okay? And I'm going to go down a little, and then up. I would say your mouth is going to be about even with the bottom of that eye. It could be up a little bit higher, I guess. And then I'm going to draw a little cheekbone right there. Looks like a happy grape. Start underneath, down, up, and then a little cheek. And now here, I'm not going to start at the end for the bottom of the mouth. I'm going to actually come in a little bit and start right there. I'm going to leave a little bit of line. The top line should be longer. So this is going to come down almost all the way to my circle. Right? I'm real close to the bottom. And then I'm going to go up and finish right on that cheek. Right there. That comes to a point there. That's wide. That's a little bit wider there, where the cheek is. And then the tongue is very simple. Bump, overlap it with another bump. And we have tongue. Okay. Now he does have a white portion of his face, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom of the eye. And I'm going to go up around that little cheek right there. I'm going to curve around and come down and touch the circle right there. So it kind of goes up around the eye. Okay. So once again, I start at the bottom of the eye, up around, curve around, and then just continue right the bottom of the circle. Okay. Now he's got some ears and a couple little tufts of fur. So right up here, close to this first eye, just a little triangle. That's like a little tuft of hair. And then a little bit bigger than that is his ear, right there. Okay. Now I'm going to come over and leave a little space. And his next ear is going to go out, like that. And it's going to curve down and in, and back out again, like that. And as it come in, not all the way to the circle. And then out a little bit. And then this one comes in and touches the circle. Just like that. So if I was to erase this part of the circle here, here, not there, here, not that, that's his face. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Right? That looks a little bit more like him. Right? So we kept that part of the circle there, and we kept this part of the circle right here because that's actually the white part of his face. So this is all black. This is black right to there. That's black all the way to there. This whole ear, this side of the face, and those two triangles are black. Right up to the eye. Okay. And his nose. And the inside of his mouth. I know I said I was going to color it. I lied. Okay. So there's Felix's head. Now we'll do some of his body. How much you can fit. I might be able to get it in. We'll see. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do, I'll do his body. So what I'm going to do is right, not to the middle, but a little bit to the left of the middle. I'm going to draw a little line right there. Notice it's not actually touching his face. It's close. And he's got a little belly. Right, he's got a little belly. And then his knee goes out and then back in. And he's got like a big round foot. I don't know if you can draw it, but if I can finish it. I don't know how much you can see, but kind of like that. Okay. And then his arm is like, out like ta-da. So right here under this little line I just did, a smidge under it, my arm's going to go up on an angle, and it's going to be very close to his face. Straight line. Just like that. I can't go too far, I'm going to run out of paper. Board. Then the other side of his arm is going to probably touch the side of his face right there. Somewhere around underneath his nose, certainly. And then he's got this little back of his hand like that. And then a thumb. Right? And then he's got 3 fingers. 1 finger. 2 fingers. And then what I'm going to call his pinky, I don't know. Kind of like that. Ta-da! Okay? And then I am going to, I would say right about next to his tongue, his arm over here is going to go out and then in on a slant. And the other side of the arm is going to match that one. You want to keep them about the same thickness as the other arm. Same cat, arms will be about the same. Okay? And then his body, that short little line, just like we did on the other side. And he's got a little bump there too. Little space between the legs there. Now before I do that leg, I should probably try to do that bag if we can fit it. Okay, so right here at the end of the hand, right about there, his hand comes around and down like that. His hand is closed holding a bag, so that's why the fingers are shorter than the ones over there. Finger number 2. Third finger. And then coming out of the finger, notice how I put a little curve right here. See that little curve? Right there? I did that curve because there's a handle coming out of his bag. Or I should say his hand is wrapped around the handle, so you're going to see a little curve right there. Okay? And then back here, we're going to draw the bottom of the handle right there. So it's basically just like a little L, basic, or a letter, lowercase r, it kind of looks like. And then I'm going to go over. There's this little part of the bag where the bag opens in the middle. So that's like the hinge where it's the middle of the bag and it opens like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and go down, and his bag kind of goes out at the bottom, kind of like that. So over, down, and then over toward the bottom of your paper. And we'll do the other side of that little bag right there. I can't fit the whole bottom of it. Right? And then over here on the other side is the other side of the bag. It's kind of like the old-fashioned doctor bags. Right? Now it shows little, I don't know if that's, it's kind of like an X and a dot and an X and a dot. So it's kind of like this little pattern. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. A little pattern on his bag. And then his leg, we can only see a little of it. It's just going, that's why we had to do the bag first, because his leg goes behind it. And there's a little part of the foot over here which I cannot fit, but there's a little part of the foot. I'll show you the picture. And of course his entire body is black. Right? So white of the eye, bottom of the face area is white, tongue red, entire body black. Now, if you're going to Sharpie or you're going to color this whole thing in, just know that you're going to lose these lines here, right there with the fingers overlap. So what they did in this picture, they actually drew a little sliver of white, like that. Now, if you Sharpie him or marker him and then you color him in with a crayon, a black crayon, or like a black color pencil lightly, then you don't have to worry about the lines. You'll still be able to see them because a Sharpie is going to be darker than a crayon or color pencil. So here's Felix the cat right there with his bag of goodies. You can see the bag is yellow and turquoise blue. I honestly don't know if it's always that color. At least that's what my printer says it is. See that? I got a little bit of extra room up here. Felix the Cat. Ta-da! Take your time. It's kind of a tricky drawing, but I think you'll be able to do it. After all, you're almost a 7th grader. One more drawing, okay? I want to see lots of Felix the Cats, okay? I want my inbox on my email, mdelpazzo@germantowncsd.org, to be loaded with Felix the Cats, okay? So I know you've got the time. One more drawing. You can do it. I know you're busy, but you can find time to do this for Mr. Del Pazzo. Okay, so make sure you send them to me, and I will see you guys hopefully in September. Half of you at the beginning of the year, and the other half at the end of January. We'll be together every day. Can't wait. See you later. See you later, guys.